Are we close? There you go. Hey.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Ooh, welcome to What's Up, Bolts. I know it's been a while. Thank you guys so much for jumping back in with us. It's been a while. It's early. I know this. Sorry about that, but with how crazy Dan and I's lives have been lately, this is the time that we were able to find to jump on with this. Obviously, we definitely appreciate everybody like Angel and other people who jumped on House of Horns and even the 4 compas this week and said, hey, when's What's Up Bolts coming back? It is back. Matthew, thank you so much. Good morning. Folks, we're going to talk about everything going on, but I also have some Mekhi Becton stuff. Now that he has been released, I have a Mekhi Becton story for everybody. I know you guys say, hey, tell us some stories. Tell us the stories, this, that, blah, 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 blah. I got you guys. I have something on Mekhi Becton that I'll tell you guys in a little while, but you guys know that whenever anything happens when it comes to the Chargers and the offensive line, you guys always want Dan's reactions to how did Bradley Bozeman play? How did Mekhi Becton play? How did Zion play? How did DeCoulis play? How did these guys play? Well, now that the Chargers have made a signing, let's get Dan's thoughts on some positivity and not some negativity. So without further ado, here is Dan and Dago.
Here we go. Here we are. How the hell are we all doing? Ring the bells from the highest tower. Fina freaking Lee, we got a center. You know, this was the thing I was saying all season. I even said it during the season. The only thing I want to see in the offseason is offensive linemen we signed, offensive linemen we drafted. So I'm glad they got this guy. You know, I had seen him a couple times in games with the Commanders and the Cowboys. I thought he was solid. He's athletic from some of the clips I've seen now that they've signed him. So, you know, I'm hoping this is going to be good. The best part is he's only 28, so he's got a lot of life left. I don't think he really gets injury bugs or anything like that, so let's hope he's good to go. No more free A-gap rushers, Frown, for God's sake.
So, obviously, some people had questions about why were the Chargers able to sign Tyler Biadasz when free agency hasn't started. Tyler was released before. He was a cap casualty. He was released. And
thank you, Washington.
And because they released him, obviously the Chargers could sign him. They brought him in for a meeting, and I told Dan, I was like, Dan, from what I've been told, they're going to bring him in and they're not going to let him leave. So they did not let him leave. Keith Chapman, good morning. How are you doing? They did not let him leave, and they got their guy. That's who they wanted. They feel like this guy is really athletic. They feel like Biadasz can really do a lot of damage for them and help them out. And people are wondering, well, why did Washington let him go? Well, folks, you guys aren't the only ones that are wondering that. This is the Athletics. Nikki Giavala, she had tweeted out the Commanders are releasing Tyler Biadasz, source confirmed. That ... wasn't expected. Then on a radio station, Kevin Sheehan from the Team 980 in Washington, this is what he had to say about them releasing Tyler Biadasz.
Nobody had Tyler Biadasz being released, and why would we? You know, he played pretty well. Steve Suter texted me, my film breakdown guy all season long, and he was really surprised. He went back and looked at all his grades for the offensive line. He graded games from week 2 against Green Bay through the first Philly game. And he had Biadasz as a very highly rated offensive lineman. Now,
like
he
that.
is one of those positions that sometimes it's hard because there are many more responsibilities on the center, but he thought Biadasz played well. There were moments, some of you tweeted me and said, Suter had this all along, said Biadasz didn't play well. There were games in which he had Biadasz low rated, but for the most part, over the course of about 14 or 15 games doing film breakdown, he thought Biadasz was pretty solid. Nobody had this. Just like nobody had Seattle versus New England in the Super Bowl.
That's pretty funny. But, this just reminds me of everything, right? If they're letting him go, they're probably thinking of trying to go get a skill player or trying to go get someone that's a little more expensive in those other positions. Again, I've said this, a million times, so I won't beat a dead horse too much. You build teams, successful teams are built from the inside out, in my opinion. You can figure out how to get skill players open if you have great offensive linemen who can hold on to blocks forever. You know what I mean? So you can make average running backs look great if you have awesome offensive linemen who can open up the holes. Like that, to me, it's the cart before
You're
the
a Neanderthal.
horse. Exactly. I'm a caveman. It's the cart before the horse, the chicken and the egg, offensive linemen, linemen, period, come first. Just the same way in the sense of on the defensive side. Well, yeah, it's the quarterback of the offensive line. And on the opposite side of the football, that's the only thing I would be worried about. There's no such thing, in my opinion, as too many pass rushers, especially in a pass-heavy league. There's no such thing as too many linebackers, too many D tackles. There's not. Because, again, you control the line of scrimmage, you will not score points if you control the line of scrimmage defensively. It's just, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They might get a couple plays here and there, but look what happened in the Super Bowl when the Eagles controlled the line of scrimmage against the Chiefs. They didn't start scoring until they started clearing the bench. So it's like, again, that's the method of building a team I would try and emulate if I was any of these guys. There's no such thing as too many defensive linemen. There's no such thing as, too many offensive linemen. Because the other thing we talked about all season too, the backups weren't any better than the starters. And that was the biggest problem of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'll get off my high horse now.
No. I mean, you're completely right. Matthew saying Jesse Minter got a star. I'm sure a lot of people are excited that Jesse Minter got Max Crosby for the simple fact that
I'm not a big.
No, Dafe Owe. That's one less team that he.
Oh,
can
yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to that, but we'll get into all that right now. But going back to Tyler Biadasz, it was a perfect plan of bringing him in. This obviously just meant that they thought the Tyler Linderbaum market was going to be way too high, and they said, you know what, this guy's at the same level as Tyler Linderbaum, and he's going to cost us $15 million less a year probably, because I think his cap number is going to be right around 6 to 8. They're going to backload his contract, so that's going to be the interesting part about what Linderbaum's see yesterday when Lamar Jackson tweeted out the Denzel Washington boom. I thought it was, they're re-signing Tyler Linderbaum. I did not know it was going to be the Max Crosby thing. And by the way, Jesse Minter was on was on the Rich Eisen show, and he said that any meeting that he had with the Ravens, that Lamar was either in there or he zoomed in for those meetings, which I thought same thing with Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills allowed them to be in there, which I thought was ridiculous. Crazy, especially when the Ravens 2-3 years ago were about to trade Lamar to
that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah. So but going back to that, I thought that's what they were going to announce. Hey, Linderbaum is going to re-sign with the Baltimore Ravens. But this just meant that the Chargers were not going to get into a shootout with possibly the Giants. Now the Raiders have over $120 million in cap, and they have a bunch of draft picks. Now they could literally offer Linderbaum whatever he wants to come and be their anchor.
I wouldn't doubt they try and pull something similar to the Patriots last year. I wouldn't doubt that they try to do something similar. Because if you remember, they had a lot of money in free agency. They made a couple splash signings to kind of go from worst to first. Then they kind of pieced together everything else.
And that's the thing. With all these players that are now free agents, I mean, if you're the Raiders, you could literally go piece stuff together and at least have an okay team for this season. But
Exactly.
like I heard it from a radio station out in Vegas. They were like, don't think that the Raiders might not go get a Tua or a Kyler Murray and sit Fernando Mendoza and let him watch and all that. And I'm like,
that
wow.
would be the smart. That would be the smart position, in my opinion. That would be the smart move to make. There's no reason why. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna go back to because obviously we're not a Raiders.
Yeah.
No, but I completely agree with you. I mean, there are some quarterbacks that, like Justin Herbert, you can throw in there, and like I remember when I spoke to Herbert's dad for that story I wrote about him, and when he was a rookie, he said Justin learns trial by fire. Like that's the way he's going to learn the quickest and he's going to adapt the quickest. That doesn't mean that every other quarterback is by fire and can learn like that. By the way, with Miami potentially releasing Tua, is there anything you have to say to Miami?
Thank you, Miami.
I'm glad Crosby's not going to be there to hype up the crowd at SoFi anymore. That's funny.
That's pretty funny.
But so obviously Biadasz, now you have the center and the two tackles. So when it comes to guard and Dan's gonna we're gonna get Dan to do some stuff, some film review right now. But and guys, I do have a Mekhi Becton story that I will be letting you guys know at the end. Dan, it's a pretty good one, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. I thought it was hilarious when you told me. It just reminded me of what well, I guess I can say this now because he's gone. What a scumbag. Besides his on the field play, you could tell it was probably leaking somewhere else. So
so obviously when during the combine, Joe Ortiz had his press conference, and there were two things that stood out to me. One was Chris asked him about Mekhi Becton, if he's like, we're gonna review that over this weekend when we get back. He's like, oh, okay, for sure. And then he's like, but is he in your plans? He's like, I'm not gonna get into that, Chris. I was like, oh, he's gone. So but the other thing was they asked him about Zion Johnson, and he said, look, we have a number. And for some reason, and I keep on reading this and I keep on thinking that his number is going to be way too high, and the Chargers are going to be like, you know what? Thank you, Zion, but no, thank you. We're gonna go a different route. I could see that happening. But Zion's always been a good locker room guy. I know that he's very well liked in the locker room. And
I'm sure he's the same.
But I'm just saying. But the price might be way too much, and they're gonna because in my opinion, the Chargers need to focus on the two free agents that they have on the other side of the ball. They need to focus on Odafe Oweh and Khalil Mack. You need to get at least one of those guys back in there, if not both. And then, but I'm not saying that they shouldn't focus on the two guard positions. That's going to be key. But there are some guards out there that the Chargers could make moves for. And obviously, but again, and I wrote this yesterday in my story about Biadasz. They need to get this done during free agency. They cannot go into the draft needing a guard. You have to get all this already cemented so that when you go into the draft, you can literally pick best player available. And the Chargers will always say, well, he was the best player available. That's not always true. They had a need. Oh,
hey, shout out.
Thank you so much.
Shout out.
You guys.
What does it say?
Dan was right all along about the line. Screw the haters, because you were calling BS on those O-line clowns all year.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Elliot Felix. Shout out to you, dude. Exactly. Thank you. You remember all the hate comments I got that I was too negative? I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Thank you, Elliot. You are the best. And with that being said, Elliot, we're gonna go into I'm sure it's your favorite segment. Let's go to there you go.
Now I zoomed in so I can see this. Appreciate you, sir.
Here we go. Let's go here first. All right, Dan. He is the center. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I know I'm like super into the camera, so I apologize if this looks weird. Just look at his first step. Wow. Look how much ground he gains. Wow. The aggression. Look how he moves his feet. I don't know if you can go back. Yeah, there you go. Look how he keeps that right there is perfect. Look how he keeps a wide base, right? Slight forward bend, all right, just to give him a little pressure. And the way he moves his feet is so nice. It looks like he's trying to maybe outside zone it, and he's trying to reach him. But if not, he keeps moving his feet. Just press play. Because he's trying to just occupy him as much as he can. That way he cannot make the tackle. Because if you notice, it's not like a huge win. Like, it's not like he's super in front of him. But he's just trying to occupy him so the running back can make a move. And he obviously, the running back makes a right move. Then he gets a pancake out of it. Keep going. You can keep going. Let's see what else we got. I like the pad level. He looks like he's – and then he finishes the play. What a novelty. Oh, just press pause here. There's someone in the A-gap. Will he – wow. He blocks people in the A-gap. That's a good little change right there. All right, press – just let it go, and then we can rewind it.
Yeah, hold on real quick. Elliot says, it is my favorite segment. I'd rage bait myself and laugh my ass off watching Dan call out their battle.
Oh, it was so bad. You know what's the worst part? Sometimes I just get into like – I just turn red and I just get into a rage that I'm just like, I don't even know what I say. And I'm like,
turn
oh,
this effing shit off.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't say anything too crazy during the season.
No, you're good. All right.
All right. Send it.
Yeah,
it looks like it's – oh, he almost killed his own guy though. But that looked good because, again, he's doing enough to get him out of the way. The thing about offensive line play, especially in the run game, you have to get displacement. Obviously, preferably, you want to displace the defensive lineman to vertical. But if you do it horizontal, it at least makes the gap bigger, right? So that's what you want to do. That's your ultimate goal as an offensive lineman in the run game. Okay, yeah. That's good. Look at the athleticism. Dude, he chased down, who is that? A linebacker? Yeah, see? Football fanatic? That's what I thought. I couldn't remember where he came from. I was surprised the Cowboys released him. Thank you.
No, they didn't release him. He went in free agency to Washington with Dan Quinn.
Oh, that's what it was.
Cowboy fans were pissed when he left. I remember that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, send it. Chased the guy all the way down. Just couldn't get it. He couldn't get more of a piece of. Look at the movement, though. Go back to that. Go back to that. Go back to that. Can you go back?
Yeah.
A little more. There you go. Look at the movement. Does not overset. What a novelty. Here's the other thing. Not a fat pig on skates. Doesn't go to the ground. You know, I would love his feet to be a little more disciplined because they kind of come a little too narrow. But look at that. Look at the pad level. Just go back a little bit. Go back a little bit and pause it. Keep going a little bit. Keep going a little bit. No. I meant like forward.
Oh.
Right there. Look at the pad level. His shoulders are under his. He's got a good body positioning. He has a slight lean. He's anchoring. That's beautiful. He even has enough football IQ. If you see 91, they're stunting. Okay, that's called a TE slump. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe that's the nose tackle. Maybe he looks pretty big. But that's a stunt right there. He has enough football IQ, press play, to recognize the stunt, and he comes off of this guy who's slanting towards him. Look at that. Wow. Not just a pig on skates and not just a big body. That's crazy. We might have a successful running game this season if we got freaking
look at that, Dan.
FBI out here like that. Yeah, look at that. Again, he displaces them horizontally, which is, I'd prefer vertically, but horizontally is great also because look how big he makes the A gap, right? Just go back a little bit. Can you go pre-snap? Can you? Where's the? Yeah, hang on. Go back a little more. Yeah, right there. Right? You press it. Press play. Press play. He takes him, comes into the gap, comes into his gap. Keep going. That's the A gap right now. He keeps running his feet. Look how big. You get one more and then pause right there. Look how big the A gap is now. It's almost like 3 gaps over, right? That's the whole point to the whole thing. Right there. Look how big that A gap is. Double A gaps are open because he pushed them all the way basically into the B or C gap. Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Football Fanatic, for the comment again. He can get to the second level without a doubt. He's chasing down linebackers and is looking good so far. So All right, let's see. Press play. See, nice little RPO. Just go back. Look at the foundation he has in his pass pro. Now, this is nitpicking because I'd rather have him not like turn his shoulders kind of like that. But it looks like that's kind of the RPO design because if he gives it, he's going the other way. But, just look at how firm he is. He's moving his feet. He's fighting, right? He's fighting. He's not just, again, getting tossed around like a rag doll. That's what it looks like so far, Football Fanatic. I like his comment right here. This guy knows ball. He struggles against big, powerful guys, but he is a plus player without a doubt. And sometimes the problem with the power is you just don't have a good enough base or body positioning. Send it. Let's see.
Yeah, wow. Did you see that?
No free A-gap hitters. No free A-gap hitters. We might be cooking. Wow. If I can just get a guard to be half as smart as this guy.
What would have happened there last year?
He would have gotten killed by that looping linebacker right there. Wow. They know their rules. That's what it looks like to me. Wow. You think he's pointing just because it looks cool for a photo later? Or you think he actually knows what he's doing? Look at that. See right there? Don't want him to turn his shoulders. Right there, be a little bit. Oh, nice. I like that. Keeping his eyes to his gap, discipline. I just would like him to be a little bit lower. Oh, wow. Not afraid of the movement. Look at that. Wow. Getting to the second level. What a novelty. Dude, go back real quick. This is football IQ. Just watch his helmet. No. Go back to the play we just saw. Just watch his helmet. Press play. 1, 2, 3, 4. He looks around 4 different times in 4 different ways. As an offensive line coach, that is the thing I beg our players to do. That is amazing. That shows knowledge. That shows understanding that he's looking for work, and there's someone that's going to need help. So I'm liking this already. I like this guy. Oh, the power right there. Got a bad angle. But at least he did enough. No holding. That was good. Good double team. I just would prefer his legs a little wider. I like this guy. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to work out.
Here's one last one. Hold on.
I like this comment by Elliot too. The pulling's going to be awesome. Especially, I think Omari and Hampton hopefully is going to have an even bigger look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Some aggression. Oh, geez. Did he throw a pick? Oh, no. No. I saw the ball completely in the wrong place.
Hold on. I got one more for you.
Yeah. Well, do you have a pulling one? I think Omari and Hampton's going to do great with this. I think some of these receivers.
They do need another running back.
Oh, without a doubt. I think some of these receivers are going to benefit from having Mike McDaniel. I mean, even if he's a 1-year rental or whatever, let this be the year, baby. All we need is one. I'm not selfish anymore. I don't need a dynasty. Just let me live to see it.
Look at
but
this.
The only problem is I would be at the Super Bowl store and I'd want to drop a lot of money and the gear's not even that good. You know what I mean? Like,
so there he is at center, right?
Yeah. Oh, and it's against us. Lovely. Opens the hole.
There's a certain play that I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's the one later.
Here it is. There he is.
He's pulling. Yeah. Look at the athleticism alone. Right? Again, that's why, in my opinion, you don't want, like, obviously you want strong.
You know what's funny? He's going to benefit from Nick Hardwick being his assistant.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Let's just hope this new guy's better also, because the other guy was terrible. He could not coach these guys up to save his life. I don't know what the hell he was telling them. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he was telling them. But, I'm excited. Again, the biggest thing, just so you understand, of the center, his job, his responsibility, he has to get the other 4 offensive linemen on the same page. In the run game, in the pass game, he's the one who's ultimately starting the whole play, right? Just so you understand, at the high school level, the center usually always makes the first call, and then everybody else filters out after that, okay? Because the center has to be the smartest offensive lineman. They don't have to be the strongest. They don't have to be the biggest. They have to be the smartest. Okay, that's my biggest thing. Again, and when it comes to offensive linemen, I like a little more athletic ones just because, the last thing I want is for them to have bad feet. And the athletic ones, you can kind of get them in the weight room, kind of teach them other things. But they have to have good feet. That way they can move. They don't fall for the okie dokes and everything else. So
I think this next thing, he was on Pardon My Take on Barstool Sports. I think this is going to make you laugh a little bit. Let's see.
Right,
he is asked, could he identify who's under center if he was blindfolded and had noise canceling headphones?
Blindfolded and had like noise canceling earphones on. Could you tell the difference between Jaden under center, Marcus under center, and Dak under center?
Maybe throw in Hornibrook too.
Hornibrook too, yeah. Could you be like, oh yeah, that's
a
Dak.
name like that? That's funny.
Yeah, I would definitely think that I would know Dax and Jaden's the most.
Mhm.
And I'd probably would know Marcus's as well.
Okay.
Hornibrook's is sorry, Hornibrook. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a
Maybe
while.
it would be like riding a
College,
bicycle. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel that
Yeah.
knuckle. Oh,
No.
Jaden's under center. Do you ever think about Hornibrook? If you were
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Let's see. Oh, you like aggression with your offensive lineman, right?
I do, but no penalties.
Watch this. He's not even in the play. He's standing over here. Boom!
Oh, I like that. I like that. That was a joint practice? No, that's their same defense, right?
No, that's the same. That's the Cowboys defense.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I think I remember this video. I like that. I like that without a doubt. Just like look how controlled the violence is. He ran in, defended his teammate, and he is done. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys don't have that level of control, and that's huge.
You want to know how old this
that's
video
what you
is?
want.
DeMarcus Lawrence is right there.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, he just won a Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah, well, and he was talking all this shit when he's like, I came to Seattle to win a Super Bowl. I ain't gonna win one in Dallas. And shit, was he right? Isn't it crazy?
Sorry to our football fanatic friend in the chat.
Real quick, this is Jorge, how are you? Yeah, we wanted to come back, Jorge, and throw some knowledge your way. Duke Manyweather, who trains a lot of offensive linemen in the NFL, he spoke about Tyler Biadasz on a podcast a couple of months ago.
Off guys in space.
Well, here's the thing.
Maybe underrated athletic ability, but I think it's the angles, the timing, the pace, the spatial awareness, like all the little stuff.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about that, which is why I say that so now let's get into the development side.
Yeah.
So Tyler Biadasz 5 years ago, whenever it is, he first came to me, couldn't get through our dynamic warm-up. You know, he came off the hip surgery, then had a hamstring. He couldn't get through our dynamic warm-up. But we identified very early what it was he needed to work on. And that kid has gotten better and better. Yes, it's the angles, but I've got to cut a couple of litmus tests and a couple of like tests that we implement in during training. And the timing mechanisms of these tests kind of tell you in terms of the echelon some of these players are in. So there's a test we call a lateral agility test called a 357. And Tyler Biadasz, Rashawn Slater, who else? Dan Moore, Teron Armstead, and I need to go back and look at my notes, but like you're talking about some of the top times. Oh, Cesar Ruiz, you're talking about some of the top times
Friend of the show.
we've recorded on these. And Biadasz wasn't always there. Biadasz was a guy that would start around 11 seconds, and then all of a sudden it went to 10-7, and then it went to 10-5, and then all of a sudden it's 10 flat, and then all of a sudden he's in the nines. Well, every guy that we've had.
Jorge.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you for your service, Jorge. We definitely appreciate it. Jorge, we're gonna miss you.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you.
Thank you so much, Jorge.
Yeah, for real. For real. Shout out
Jorge,
to you.
we
Dude.
hope
Good luck.
we hope once you're done with boot camp, you jump in, leave a comment on a video, and let us know how everything is going for you, because we want to keep up with you. You've been a day one, so we definitely
Exactly.
appreciate Jorge. Do you want the Mekhi Becton story right now? If you tell me you want it right now, I will give everybody the Mekhi Becton story
There you
right
go.
now, just for
Send
you,
it.
Jorge. You
Send
let me
it.
know in the comments if you want it right now. All right. So obviously, Dan, this is a big move. Now it's time for two guards, and like you said, their backups need to be as good as the linemen that they and obviously the offensive line coach that they hired from the and again, this like their system is obviously going to be completely different because of the Mike McDaniel offense. Like we all know it's going to be completely different. Butch Berry's coming in as the offensive line coach. Mike McDaniel wants to be fast. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to do all that stuff. So, all right. So I hope everybody's sitting down. I will give you the Mekhi Becton story. So, they lose to the Giants in New York. And as you guys have known, Mekhi had he was coming in and out of the lineup with injuries, with all this stuff. Like he'd go into the game, he'd come out, he'd go out of the game, whatever. So no, Jorge, I can't. That one day maybe, but not yet. But so he was coming in and out of the lineup. So oddly enough, because of Tyler Biadasz, Mekhi Becton, I think, left the Commanders game with, I think it was like a pinky or something. There was something in his hand that he left with. In the locker room after the game, one of the leaders of the team came up to like he was walking around the locker room, and again, everybody was at Jim Harbaugh's press conference. I decided to stay in the locker room because I was speaking to a player. And one of the leaders of the team goes, "I'm tired of this shit. Like, we need to start winning. We just blew the game against a rookie quarterback. We blew a game today against the Commanders, who have been struggling. What the F is going on? We need to step up." And Mekhi's walking by with sunglasses, a fat chain, and everything. He's walking by, and he's like, "Hey, man, what's up with you?" And then Mekhi goes, "What?" He's like, "What's up with you? Like, why did you get out of the game?" He's like, "Man, my hand hurts." He's like, "Your hand hurts?" He's like, "I've been dealing with a knee injury. He's dealing with this. He's dealing with that. What are you doing?" And then he's like, "Well, what are you trying to say?" He's like, "I think you know what I'm trying to say." And a couple words were exchanged by both players, and they took it into the tunnel where the players leave. They were still jawing at each other, and some B words were getting thrown out. Some other stuff was getting thrown out. And I talked to said player a couple of weeks later, and he said, "I don't play this shit. That dude's lazy." And we saw it during practice. We saw it during training camp. "I don't play that shit. I'm here to win a Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh's here to win a Super Bowl. Justin Herbert is here to win a Super Bowl. Everybody has to be here to win a Super Bowl. Just because he already got his doesn't mean that he should come in here lazy." And so there was tension between both of these players moving forward. And Mekhi was one of the guys that I remember they won a game, and in the locker room he goes, "But that's a shit offensive line, right? We have a shit offensive line, right?" And the games that they would win, that they would lose, he'd be very quiet in the locker room, and he would leave very quickly. So yeah, that's so everybody was at the Jim Harbaugh presser. I saw that, and I couldn't. And the player that I talked to was just like, he's like, "I don't take you're taking money from my team, and you're not putting in the work." And we see it. We see that he's not putting in the work. So yeah, that is the Mekhi Becton story. If you guys want, that just summed up. And that was, again, folks, that was 4 games into the season. Because remember, he came up on the injury report in Brazil. I think he had
with a flu or an illness or something. I think.
Yeah, he had like a stomach issue. He played, but yeah, that was a lot of that is the Mekhi Becton story. So the one of the leaders of the team and him got into it over that. So they were very frustrated. And the last time I spoke to that player, he told me, I hope that dude's gone. And now
there it is.
Mekhi is gone. So
well, like
there you go.
Part of the craziest part to me is like, how did you still start this guy for the next 14 games or 13 games?
And remember he was in that. Hey, everybody, W Jorge in the chat. We would appreciate it. Jorge is
exactly.
On
shout out
Monday to boot camp. So we definitely appreciate
shout out Jorge.
Love he always throws what's up bolts and the compas and all that stuff. So
yeah, for real. Jorge, what base are you? Oh, never mind. Maybe I shouldn't ask that.
No.
Good luck to you, Jorge.
But yeah, that is the Mekhi Becton. That is the Mekhi Becton story that I had. And honestly,
the craziest
one of the so where the tunnel is, it's where the secondary is, and Jazier Taylor turns to me and goes, "That's off the record." And I was like, and Tarheeb still was like looking
just
like
shocked,
oh,
shocked.
I was like, yeah. So and again, this player isn't the only one that felt that way. So a lot of players in there felt the same way. I mean, guys, I'm telling you guys, like during training camp and stuff, I think you guys have heard us mention him, Dante. He would tell me, he'd be like, look at him. Everybody else would be doing like big circles and workouts and stuff. And he'd be like,
going through the motions.
You could just tell the effort wasn't in there. And I mean, maybe who knows? And some people were wondering, why did his play completely fall off this year? And I'm like, folks, Lane Johnson wasn't there to cover up his messes.
Oh yeah.
And what's his name? It wasn't Jason Kelsey. Because Jurgens and Lane must have cleaned up a lot of the messes that he would make. And that's why it did not go very well. So Jorge, there you go. That was all for you, buddy. I've been holding that one in since the Commanders game. So
I just can't believe again he started another 14 games basically. Like, don't tell me I'm going to get into the whole thing again, but don't tell me the backup was that much worse than he was. He was terrible. Who was even the backup? Who knows?
I agree. All right. Before we end, there's a report from The Athletic by Diana Rossini. The Chargers are keeping tabs on the situation regarding wide receiver A.J. Brown. Obviously, Dan, they of course, Jorge, you're the best. Obviously, Dan, this is an interesting story just because I can say this. Last year, the Chargers were in on Devontae Adams towards the end. It was just a situation, from what a source told me, it was a situation between Greg Roman or Sean McVay. And he went the Sean McVay route. Now you have Mike McDaniel. I know. You have the Mike McDaniel system now that players obviously want to play in, and A.J. Brown is frustrated with touches. Well, you have a guy here that's going to feed you the ball, and he'll keep you fed, he'll keep you fat, and he'll keep you happy. So I'm just wondering if they really are in it, or is it just the Eagles trying to create noise into getting the Patriots to overpay? Because there was a report, I think, out of New England that they offered a 1 and a 3 and the Eagles said no. That's a lot, dude. And again, he's 28, 29 years old. He's probably going to want a new contract. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what all this is. I would think they wouldn't trade for him. If they were going to go a route, I could see the Mike Evans signing.
Oh, without a doubt.
I could definitely see them going, you know what? Why why trade then pay? Why not go get Mike Evans, who, even though last year he kind of had a down year because of the injuries, he could definitely bounce back and have a big year for the Chargers, especially with them having Trey Harris, them having Lat McConkey, Q,
and you
still
get
in
the
there.
veteran that you need in there.
Yeah,
Like, maybe,
and obviously, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you get, because I don't think he's in the
They
same
want an
age
upgrade
as
at
Keenan.
X. That's what they
I don't-
want.
Yeah, but I don't think he's the same age as Keenan. So I think Keenan's older. Mike Evans. But anyway,
Yeah,
maybe
Mike
they
came
think
out in 2015 in that draft with
oh, so he's 2 years younger.
2014. No, he's 1 year younger.
Oh,
No,
okay,
Keenan
so-
came out young. Keenan came out young in that draft. He
Oh.
had just turned
21 or
yeah.
something.
Mike is 32
Okay.
and
Keenan's
Keenan
probably 33
Allen
or 34.
is 33.
Oh, okay. So there's
There's
not
only
a
a
big
year.
age difference. I thought it was a little bit more, but maybe they think bigger body, you can still do some stuff, upgrade it. You still get the veteran you need in that room. Because again, I think you do need a veteran presence in that room, just to kind of keep the guys together, show them what it means.
But I do think that they need an upgrade at X receiver.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like last year, they were going to get. Yeah, they were wanting to get Mike Williams, and I thought Mike would definitely be a huge upgrade at X. That's what they were missing this year. I thought. Well, that and creativity, obviously, with the.
Oh yeah, I think the Roman thing probably killed it too, because Keenan could have probably maybe still, because he still has wiggle and all that stuff. I just don't know if it was he couldn't get separation or just the play design
and
stuff.
the scheming.
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah, I did ask, and a lot of the receivers were frustrated with. I mean, what perfect example do you want in the NFLPA? He got a D.
Yeah,
and
D-.
that's why I think. And I mean, I am going to ask Jim about it, but I'm sure that's why Jim got a C+ in his NFLPA grade, because probably the Greg Roman thing. Because Jesse Minter got an A+. So like, there's give and take there, but. I agree with you. I definitely think that they need to upgrade the X. I think Mike Evans would be great. I think you trade for AJ Brown, you're literally like, you're throwing all the chips in and you're saying we can do it this year. And I mean, New England basically showed you can go all in 1 year and try and make it, but can you get over the hump? Well, the Chargers still need some pieces. And I know everybody's very excited. So let's just go through it real quick. I know everybody was very excited about the way Kamani Vidal played at certain moments last year, but you still need another running back.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell would be a huge addition.
He can catch out of the backfield too.
Yeah, they need another running back. They might need another 2 just to have real competition in camp. So they need another running back. They need an X receiver. I still say that they need another receiver on top of that. Again, you want to create, like he says, competitors welcome. Well, shit, do it then. Like,
let's
bring in a bunch of competition.
Yeah.
Offensive line, obviously, they're going to need their 2 guards. They need backups. They cannot have the same guys that they had. Like, none of the guys that are free agents from their team from the offensive line from last year should come back, except for like Zion, but not at $20 million a year. Like, he's not a $20 million a year player.
I'd be hesitant to pay him $10 million. My God.
On the defensive line, they're going to need a lot of help on the defensive line. Jamari Caldwell played very well for them as a rookie. Tier Tart obviously has already been re-signed. They got Justin Eboigbe, who's going to come back, who played very well last year for them in moments, but you need more defensive line help. That's why I was wondering if they would go for like a John Franklin Myers or one of those free agent guys, but we'll see. Pass rush. They need they need to re-sign both of those guys. If not, if they can only get one, and then the name that's floating around right now that might be a free agent soon and he could be released is Rashawn Gary. If you had Odafe Owe, Tuli Tuipulotu, and Rashawn Gary as your 3 pass rushers, that's an elite trio. Like, you're keeping up that trio because you know that they're going to want to keep that Jesse Minter pass rushing trio going. So you need a trio, unless it's Khalil, Rashawn Gary, and Tuli, whatever you want. You need a combination of 3. you cannot rely on Bud Dupree. You cannot rely on
No.
Kyle Kennard. Like Kyle Kennard could turn into the Justin and Boygby from last year, where people were like, what happened with Justin? And then Justin this year had 6.5 sacks, I think. Maybe that happens with Kyle, but as of right now, you can't trust him. So you're going to need your 3. You need another 2 linebackers, in my opinion. You have
that's probably the thinnest spot. Yeah.
Yeah, you need another linebacker too. I just wonder what kind of linebacker they're going to go for. Are they going to bring back Denzel, or are they going to go for another kind of athletic linebacker? Or are they going to try and do a thumper? Like, that's going to be interesting to see what they do. Safety, they need another safety. Even if they re-sign Tony, I still think that they need another safety just for competition. But I think they really liked RJ Mickens last year. They really liked what he showed. So that's another one. I still think that they need another corner or 2. I know everybody was very excited about the way Dante Jackson played, about Tarheeb and Cam and everything, but I still think that they need more corners. So punter, they definitely need another punter.
Oh, without a doubt. That guy was pissing me off all season.
So they're going to need
on.
another punter. So
no, they need to replace the punter.
Yeah,
they need
yeah.
to replace the punter.
Yeah. No, I completely.
God.
Yeah. What was it? The Houston game? What game was it where
he couldn't get it past, I think, like 20 yards downfield or something crazy like that? Like, what are we talking about? That's why they should have signed a Riza or whatever. But again, he had his whole thing, but whatever. No, it
well, yeah, no.
A whole ordeal happened in the court.
Yeah.
Everything
I know.
proven. Yeah.
But yeah, Dan, I mean, we'll see about the I would just be very surprised. Like, I get it if AJ Brown was a free agent. I would understand that. But cuz 619, he said it was Houston. It was Houston. I remember that.
Terrible punts.
I kept on turning to Dante and I'm like, what is, like, why? Like, the punter literally is kind of screwing you a little bit, but I definitely think that they need a returner. Darius Davis, they need a, like, Rashid Shaheed would be a huge addition for this team in the punt game. Obviously, in the pass game, he's a San Diego kid. He was here last weekend for the San Diego FC game, and he remembered your boy because I talked to him at Saints training camp. So that was pretty nice. He asked me, he goes, what did he say to me? He goes, I think he called me like because we were talking about some of the best burrito. When I talked to him at Saints training camp, like, Gilbert's like, you and your California burritos. I was like, that's how he remembers me. And at the Super Bowl, he's like, you're the California burrito guy. I was like, yeah, because we were talking at the Saints training camp. We were talking about the best spots to go hit up for California burritos in San Diego. So we were sharing some, and we got a kick out of that. But I think Rashid Shaheed would be huge. You take him away from the Raiders because that's where I think that's where he's going to be headed. But I think that would be a huge addition for, like, if you could come away with like a Mike Evans, Rashid Shaheed combo, like with the receivers that you already have, that'd be pretty clutch.
Solid.
But
yeah,
I mean, we'll see what they do. There's a lot going on. Real quick, what do you think about trying to get Brian Thomas Jr. and trying to salvage his career before it's too late? Mushroom Media 9047. That's a funny one. Brian Thomas Jr. was a guy that the Chargers were looking at during the draft. They thought he was the best receiver coming out of that draft. I think it's crazy that he has not done anything with the Jaguars. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the trading for Q, but I think that they could definitely do something different, especially because I'm sure he's a receiver that Mike McDaniel would be able to do something with. So I could definitely, I mean, if he's on the market, I could definitely see them saying, you know what, maybe not AJ Brown. Let's go try and get a younger version of this. Because this is his third year. Like, you're going to get rid of a guy that early. But sometimes when you head coaches, especially young ones, they're kind of stubborn. When they come in and you don't fit their system, they're like, all right, let's kick you to the curb. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what they decide to do with him. But yeah, I think he just had a bad year. But I definitely think that if a team can come in and snatch him, Why can't it be the chart? I'm telling you, I think with Mike McDaniel in there, they're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm interested to see what the dynamic's going to look like on Monday. But now, obviously, they got their center. They got Tyler Biadasz, a 3-year, $30 million deal. Now they have their center. Now it's about going and getting the guards, fitting the rest of the team and seeing what they do. But definitely interested to see how they approach free agency moving forward. Now that they're out of the Linderbaum, by the way, I still think he goes to the Ravens, if not the Raiders. So we'll see where he goes. But I think this is a big signing, Dan, for the Chargers. I thought this was a good signing. Obviously, you saw some of his film, and I did see that he struggled against guys like Vita Vea and some of those guys, but you're rarely going to see those guys in the
elite
AFC.
tier. Yeah, that's elite tier.
That dude's do you remember the way he dominated the Chiefs in that Super Bowl? Like,
yeah.
He
don't you remember we were talking about trades? I can't remember when it was, if it was this year, last year, or when. I was like, forget all these receivers, go get Vita Vea. I'm like, that's a guy you need up front defensively. So I can't remember.
Yeah,
what year it was, though, but
I completely agree.
without a doubt, I would trade for Vita Vea.
By the way, did you hear about this little snafu? Last thing, and then we'll leave.
All right, let's move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Colin. Mike Evans, unbelievable career in Tampa, one of the best receivers in the league, great red zone threat. Yeah. There's talk he could retire, but now, according to his agent, he is going to return for a 13th season. However, it's unclear if he's staying in Tampa or going somewhere else. Now, listen, this guy's had 11 straight seasons with 1,000 yards. He's still very good. He's not like still a top 5. I don't know about a top 10 anymore, but he's still very good. Yeah. I think he could help a contender. I mean, if you're Buffalo, you're
Buffalo.
Horn, please recruit this guy to Buffalo, because if he doesn't stay in Tampa, and they have some good receivers, somebody's going to get a good one in Mike Evans.
He's a pro. He's probably good.
Obviously, last season, had some injuries, only played 8 games. So some people are going to be like, well, I don't know if I want Mike Evans. Listen, he's going to be motivated to chase a Super Bowl. Hasn't sniffed one in Tampa.
What an idiot. Like, these guys really are just so dumb. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, I don't understand how you get paid to do this. Like, I have a snafu like that. Hey, whatever. I'm some asshole on the internet. Who cares? But that guy's only job is to know that type of shit. Like, what are we talking about? Then the whole thing of, like, he's had 1,000 yards over 11 years straight, but he's not a top 5 or top 10. Who the fuck else is there? What are we talking about? Who else has that level of consistency? Anyway, these people are ridiculous. Boltillo, what's up, big dog? These people are ridiculous. I like what Pete Spinning is saying. Most will recall forever since hard work retired.
Hold on, real quick. This is Dan to Jason McIntyre.
Do this part-time better than you could ever do it full-time.
That's without a doubt. Mike Flip and everything. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I do this better part-time than half of these dumb bastards could do it full-time, baby.
Most won't recall, but we needed a center forever when Hardwick retired. They effed around and passed on Biadasz in the 4th and took Josh Kelly. Then paid coin for Lindsley instead for 2 years. Man, they that Corey Lindsley thing really hurt them.
Could have been. That's like the woman who got away, man. The one that
we're hoping that this week a certain individual joins us.
Might still be drunk. Might still be hungover. He's too excited. He can't handle it.
Well, Tio, what's your question for Dan? And for the love of God, there's no Robert D in here, but do not let Dan just go off the handle.
We're not talking about
a clean show, Tio. What's your question for Dan before we get out of here?
I don't think I've talked to Robert D about Housemaid yet. I don't know.
No talking.
I would
nothing.
free advertise that movie for everybody in the chat.
But folks, just while Boltillo gets his types out his question for Dan, I hope Boltillo is sober. But when he asked
5
this
o'clock
question,
somewhere. 5 o'clock.
Oh
somewhere.
my God, you guys are okay. Yeah,
oh my goodness, I would not be selfish, Boltillo. I would not be selfish. I would rather have a Super Bowl than that. I will not be selfish. Man, but you put me in mind. I'd have to think about it. Maybe we'll coin toss it. But
are you?
No,
kidding?
I wouldn't. Are you kidding?
I think you'd go with the Super Bowl.
That's what my mind is saying, but my heart is like, it's Sydney Sweeney.
Your other mind is telling you.
Yeah, I know the little brain, the little head. But I think I would pick the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be selfish, Boltillo. I know that's a tough one. That's a tough one for anybody. Who are you taking? What would you rather have?
Your quarterback would be in the upper echelon.
Yeah, but he's living life. He's getting paid $100 million. He has some,
No.
I don't even know what she does. I don't even know what she does. I don't even know how she's famous.
Folks, this week we will be back. Whenever there's breaking news, Dan and I will try and jump on. We're hoping that Eric D. Williams from Fox Sports jumps on with us. It's been too long since him and Dan have been reunited, so we got to oh yeah. See, Pete, that's why Dan and I don't try and do that kind of stuff. Like, Dan and I are more about like we talk about the news and all that.
Boltillo is selfish. Boltillo is selfish.
It is 8:30 and Boltillo's already gotten this shit off the rails. But yeah, Pete, that's why we never say that or this guy doesn't fit this. No, you have to wait and play it out and see what happens. Like
the draft.
Dan and I are more, we do other stuff. Well, apparently with Boltillo and Robert D, freaking we shit house all the time. No, Boltillo, you're good. Boltillo, you're good, man. Don't even worry. I'm just messing.
No,
around.
He's apologizing because he's selfish. He took that over the Super Bowl. That's why he's apologizing.
Jesus. All right. Again, we will be back. We will be back next week or this week. Whenever there's news that drops, we'll jump on and we'll talk about it. We're hoping that Eric D. Williams will join the show. Him and Dan need to talk about a couple things.
I need to check in on him. I need to see if he's okay.
Yeah, you're worried about him.
I'm worried.
Yeah. So again, guys, if you're just barely tuning in and you haven't tuned in, about 28 to 35 minutes in, the Mekhi Becton story was released because Jorge, who's been a huge part of the Compas on the Beat, he's been here from the beginning, always told us about, he's like, hey, I'm in between classes. I'm glad I got to listen to you guys. He's heading off to boot camp on Monday, so we definitely appreciate Jorge for everything that he does and for his service. So thank you so much. We will so yeah, make sure you guys go check out the Mekhi Becton story. And I've been holding it since the Commanders game, so I'm a team player there. But definitely appreciate everybody so much. Everybody who jumped in the chat, everybody who is watching. You guys are the best. We'll be back later this week. There will be a Compas on the Beat on Monday in the evening and then Tuesday in the evening. So make sure you guys tune into that. As of right now, I definitely. Oh, Dan, did you see that? Logan Paul supposedly going to fight Braden Fehoko. Who are you going? I think you're going for Logan in that one.
Yeah, Fehoko kind of bugs me.
So, well, he said if the Chargers lose this year, that they're going to get rid of your quarterback. I mean, I don't think that's
some of his takes. Like, and I get it, you're trying to build a platform and everything else, but I'm like, we
don't
just
do it
don't
at the
have...
expense of your quarterback.
No, but like, you don't have to. Like, in my opinion, like obviously, who I am on here is a lot different who I am off camera, but my takes are authentic, and I think people understand that now. No matter if you love them or hate them, I'm pretty authentic when it comes to my takes. And I want to apologize for that. But some of these guys, you're like, what cartoon world or vision are you living in? Like, just trying to get attention. You know what I mean? Like, they can't dress in revealing clothing to get attention, so they just say the dumbest things to get attention. So,
all right. Appreciate everybody so much. You guys are the best. We'll be back later this week. Compas on the Beat, Monday, Tuesday. And then What's Up, Bolts? We will be reacting to whatever news drops when it comes to free agency. Folks, do not. Oh, somebody asked, why did the Commanders release him? Because he was a cap casualty. That was the reason. He was owed $8.5 million. They decided they did not want him. They cut him, and like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, it was a surprise to the beat reporters. It was a surprise to a lot of people that Tyler Biadasz was let go. He had meetings scheduled, I think, with the Lions and with the Bears and the Browns. I think after the Chargers decided to not let him leave the building without a contract. They have him now. The Chargers have their center. So, but if you guys want a breakdown of Tyler Biadasz, Dan reviewed some film in the first 15 minutes of this. So make sure you guys go back. It was really good stuff. Again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. We will be back later this week. What's Up Bolts is back. So everybody get excited. Yes, Cuz 619, Dan is the real deal. He really
Shout
is.
out.
He is one of one. He is the best. Even though the cheese eating bastard sometimes throws shade his way. But we definitely appreciate we definitely appreciate you guys. Dan, why don't you get us out of here?
Be a compa, tell a compa, smash like button, leave a comment, and don't you ever forget, we'll never find out why John Cena became The Rock's bitch.